Alright, so this is for the subject strategic business analysis, and the topic is steps to a better integrated marketing communication. So we have here an article from SMB Advisors. Okay. So we have the steps to create an integral marketing communication plan. I'm going to skip this part. We already had introduction of the IMC. We have the different types of channels that we can use for marketing, and then what businesses need to do is choose which channels would be the best way to reach their customers and impart the information about the product or services that they are offering. Okay, so you have television, radio, online digital assets, apps, messaging apps, social media, games, events, graphics, publications, white papers, articles, or blogging, mail or email marketing, and then you have your public speaking. Okay. Then you also have outbound marketing, inbound marketing, okay, and then marketing funnels, sales funnels, among others. Okay. So proceeding to the actual steps in creating a plan, IMC plan. First is to understand and know your target audience. First step in establishing the best marketing communication system for your business is to know your target audience intimately. So this step includes analyzing buyer personas, past sales, and marketing data, conversion rates, churn rates, etc., along with analyzing benchmark data and the overall scope of target lead or customer demographics. Questions you want answered: who is in the market we are trying to reach? What are the major buyer personas within the target demographic? Problems those in the target audience are trying to solve? What medium does our target audience typically use? What is the best or most efficient way to communicate with the target audience? What is their average age and gender? Okay. So, demographic profile. Okay. If you are an existing business and you already have an existing customer base, then you can probably create a survey, or probably give out online forms that they would fill out so that you would know their age, their age bracket, their income bracket, and then maybe their gender, their location, their preferences. Okay. But if you're using, of course, digital marketing, social media ads, the analytics will be provided to you. Okay. And then if you're a new business, then you might have to, do a trial and error with the ads so that you would know which people you are able to reach. Okay. So these are the considerations again to these questions. Marketing officers and strategists might find it advantageous to define what the target audience even means. Okay? Definition is important since the target can refer to unqualified leads versus qualified leads, or customers versus prospects. Different strategies and communication channels can serve different targets, such as social media for qualified leads, email for unqualified leads, graphics for customers, and articles for prospects. But again, it would depend on the company and the product. Okay? It's important to define your audience so that you can, curate content that your target audience can relate to, something that they would find funny, something that they would find, very relatable, things that they also experience, or slangs that they are using. Okay? Secondly, set up a budget plan. Ultimately, the team must account for financials at all steps of the process associated with creating a marketing strategy or marketing communication plan. Okay, if you have unlimited budget, then normally you can, go ahead and do whatever you want. But if there is a constraint on the budget, then you might, be restricted as well. You can only choose a few channels, and then you can only conduct, or run ads on a limited time, and sometimes you might not be able to see the actual results or properly evaluate the effectiveness of a particular ad if it was not implemented properly or with enough time because of the budget constraint. Okay. So this is also a catch-22, right? Some companies would be reluctant to spend on advertising because they have a lack of funds or they don't have enough money. They're not earning enough to, set up more money for the marketing. But, marketing could help in increasing the sales or the revenue of the company. So it's a catch-22 and it would depend on the management which step they're going to do first, okay? Set aside money and then hope it would work out and it would generate more sales for them. Or, some people, they're reluctant to set up, budget for marketing because of that. The uncertainty that they might be spending that much money, but then it might amount to nothing, if the marketing fails, right? Accomplishing this requires that the marketing communication plan aligns with the company's budget, which will include feedback from the CFO of the company. The important thing to remember is that the chief officers need to monitor all aspects of the communication plan's budget and ensure that the company is not going over budget and should have a clearly defined buffer ng extra money. Number 3, identify your unique selling proposition. Ano yung i-highlight mo with your brand, with your company, or with your product or services, okay? Adapting and utilizing strategic differentiators is required to stand out in a crowd of enterprises, especially kung marami kang competitors. What do you want to be known for? When a company identifies a unique selling proposition, it can reach a greater audience and expand operations to new markets. In turn, they can secure more interested prospects, increase conversion rates, and increase the top line of the enterprise. Knowing what differentiates you from the competition is critical, something that is unique, that makes your product or service stand out from the other products on the market. Such unique elements can include additional functionalities for your product, a lower price to quality ratio, etc. Okay? So sometimes, if you think of a particular brand, dapat meron kang, particular thing na kilala siya talaga doon. For example, di ba before, Nokia cell phones, kapag nahulog sa floor or sa semento, basag ang semento, hindi yung cellphone. Okay? Because they are very durable talaga. And, my first phone is also Nokia 3210, I think. And kahit ilang bagsak talagang hindi nasisira. Very durable. Unlike yung mga smartphones ngayon, isang bagsak lang, crack na agad ang screen. So, you have to buy pa yung mga tempered glass, yung protectors, covers, ganyan. Okay, so nauso din yung mga phone accessories and cases. Anyway, so you have, yun yung number 3, identify your unique selling proposition. Number 4, define your marketing communication methods. Okay, depending on yung sagot mo sa number 1, sino yung target audience mo, tapos yung number 2, magkano budget nyo dyan, tapos yung number 3, ano yung gusto nyong i-highlight na message for your audience. So after that, pipili ka na kung ano yung best communication methods na gagamitin mo. Okay? Which platforms, tapos ano yung messaging style, mga teenagers ba yan, mga working individuals, young adults na natututo pa lang na mag-adulting, or mga working adults na gusto nang mag-retire, or mga retired individuals na ba yan. Okay? Messaging style, anong gusto mo? Serious, witty, relatable, funny, things like that. Frequency and targeting, gaano kadalas, sino-sino yung mga target mo. Okay, kailangan i-define yung groups, tapos yung demographics. Channels for promotion, ayan na, sana TV ba, radio, social media platforms, if so, aling specific platforms, or kung digital marketing, ano yan, SMS, blast messaging ba, email messaging, or email marketing, or any other, mobile apps ba, through notifications, mga ganyan. So using specific channels for the marketing of promotional material can help to ensure that critical information reaches the correct target audience in the most effective way possible, right? Number 5, maintain a consistent brand element. Yan, consistency in, messages, in your stand statements or commitments. While it may not seem as important as the other factors associated with creating an effective marketing system, How your company maintains its brand and its brand voice is key. Be sure that your branding element is maintained throughout all phases of marketing communications and across all channels, platforms, and media. Your brand is the core identity of your company. Consistency is key in helping to craft a positive image for your company in the eyes of prospects, leads, clients, and customers. So for example, you have your factory saying that they want to protect the environment as well, that they are concerned with climate change as well, and how pollution is affecting, the environment essentially. And yet you find some of these factories or some of these manufacturers not properly disposing their waste, or I think there was one company that caused an oil spill, and so, talagang ginastosan yung paglilinis ng shoreline. And then there are also companies who are, for example, into the manufacturing of paper or um, manufacturing of furniture that would use, trees. So they would, I think parang merong, I'm not sure here in the Philippines, but in other countries parang merong age requirement. Kailangan yung puno ay over this age, tapos meron na dapat nakaabang na pang replacement na ganito naman yung age dapat. Okay. So, yun. And I think mga mining companies, they are required na before they end their operations from a particular area, kailangan i-restore, di ba, yung pinag-miningan. So, they also have to prepare mga trees na pampapalit. Kasi nung nag-start sila nung operations, di ba, kina-cut down lahat ng trees, sinahawan yung paligid. And so, after, kailangan i-restore nila yung area. Okay, so they have to be consistent with their statements. If they're saying that they're supporting a particular advocacy, they shouldn't do anything that might contradict their commitment to that statement. Okay. I'm not sure, ano ba yung isang restaurant chain, fast food chain? They tweeted something like, "Women belong in the kitchen." Ayan. So in a way, some people perceive it as racist or sexist, as, saying women belong in the kitchen. And then add lang pala siya because, they're looking for female chefs, or they're looking for chefs and somehow they're encouraging female chefs to, apply in their restaurant chain. So, anyway, parang naging controversial siya. So, dinidel. Normal kapag naman meron mga controversial na ganyan, delete lang, Okay, some people are offended, some people did not see anything wrong with it. And I think they're trying to provide equality din kasi, kasi karamihan nga ng chefs or karamihan ng mga nasa workplace, men. So they're trying to provide opportunities for the women. Pero yung pagkaka-praise kasi nung statement, diba? Women belong in the kitchen. So something like, are you degrading us or are you looking down on us? So, hindi maganda yung delivery. Perception ng customers, okay? So, ayun. So, you have to be consistent and be very careful in making your statements and make sure na, consistent to your commitments. Number 6, list down key success metrics. So, you should have, something to measure yourself against kung ano ang i-consider mo na failure, ano ang i-consider mo na success, okay? After your advertisements, siguro kung sa social media may tracking, ito mga to. How many mentions have we received on social media? How many newsletter signups from blog posts? How many website visits from social media posts? What is the churn rate for email campaigns? What is our conversion rate for website chatbot, marketing, sales, or processes? Okay, since itong mga to online or digital services, all the information are normally provided already by the service provider. Okay? And then, from the information na makakalat nyo dito, you would know alin ang naka-generate ng maayos na reaction, alin ang hindi, alin ang naisapwera, hindi pinansin, ganyan. Okay? Given that different platforms can communicate with a specific audience, it is important to separate the data or metrics associated with different channels and to determine channel-specific metric as needed. In turn, you will have a complete picture for each channel used in your marketing communication system. Thus, different metrics may be more pertinent for different channels. Okay? For instance, what one would not measure sign-up metrics for messaging app interactions. Syempre naman, hindi applicable this. Since this metric would be better for newsletter communication deployed on the best business website. Okay. Last, we have execute, test, and reiterate. Okay, once your marketing plan is ready, edi execute mo na, implement mo na yung mga strategies na yon. Tapos, tingnan mo yung performance. Are you achieving your success metrics or not? If not, edi you might have to change some things or change the plan as needed. It is best to maintain an open mind and utilize dynamic strategies that can be altered and optimized along the way. Marketing communication plan should not be set in stone. Depending on how the customers react, how the public reacts to it, you have to change it. Okay? Should be flexible and leave room for optimization. Elements you must have set. So we have advertising, direct marketing, digital marketing, interactive marketing, branding, packaging, sales promotion, and then public relations activities, sales presentations. Okay. Yung mga kailangang i-consider, different types of marketing. Then you have your word of mouth marketing. You can read each one of these. Makikibasa na lang ng article. Although some of these we've already discussed in previous videos. Principles of integrating marketing communication. So we have brand alignment, customer alignment, and budget alignment. Diba normally when we do strategies, kailangan naka-align siya for the specific goals and objectives of the company. When it comes to creating a marketing strategy, ganun din, kailangan ay merong certain alignments to the business. Okay, you have your brand, okay, and then you have your customer alignment para naman alam ng customers na pinapakinggan niyo yung feedback nila. And then you have your budget alignment kasi nga one of the constraints ng mga businesses, there might not be enough budget na available for marketing activities. Okay, so kailangan you work with your budget. Okay. Objectives ng marketing communication, so create and sustain demand. Shorten the sales cycle, mas mapabilis sana na yung customers is bumili agad sa inyo. And then you have your effective marketing communication effective marketing communication, it could increase the ROI or return on investment. Essentially yung sales revenue and eventually pinakang net profit ng company. Okay? So yun lang for the steps in creating an integrated marketing communications plan. Alright? So that's it. Thanks and bye.